Hello, my name is Elliot Morgan, and I would like to thank you for joining me today on this fine Monday afternoon. This little video is centered on pop culture news, which isn't really news, but sometimes, if you look at the silly, disposable things in life for long enough, the lines between rich/famous and mundane start to blur, and you lose track of where its absurdity ends and our own begins. This is SourceFed. Did you guys hear about Big Bad Paula Deen? Last week, news broke that Miss Deen admitted to having previously used a racial slur known to most people as the N-word and to rappers as a conjunction, and the world went crazy. Now, Reverend Al Sharpton decided to share his opinion, which is a rarity in and of itself. He's usually so quiet on matters like this. He stated of Deen, "You can't deal with what is fair and not fair until we see the outcome of the present circumstances she's accused of, not something 20 years ago." Reverend Al Sharpton, I'd like to introduce you to the internet. Moving on. Earlier this weekend, news broke that Kim Kardashian and Kanye named their newborn baby North, which was not a joke as it turned out, making the child's name Northwest. Now, sources close to Kim and Kanye are saying that the reason for the name is because North implies nothing better, because the baby represents the pinnacle of Kim Kardashian and Kanye's relationship. It's North. What can be North to North? Nothing. Hey, side note, North is actually a cool name, but so is Harry. But you wouldn't name your kid Harry if your last name was like Sachs or something, because you wouldn't want people making all those compass jokes. Seriously, guys, we gotta stop making the compass jokes. They make me feel so lost. Dang it, I did it! Anyway, finally, Jim Carrey is pulling his support for the upcoming Kick-Ass 2 film. Carrey stated, "I did Kick-Ass a month before Sandy Hook, and now, in all good conscience, I cannot support that level of violence. My apologies to others involved with the film. I am not ashamed of it, but recent events have caused a change in my heart." Jim Carrey, in case you guys aren't aware because you don't follow him outside of the movies he does, is a staunch advocate of gun control and evidently feels that the comic book violence of Kick-Ass is not congruent with an issue that he's incredibly passionate about. Ironically, his character in the movie is apparently a born-again Christian who refuses to fire a gun at all. Now, I might not agree entirely with Carrey on the issue of gun control, but I can actually stand behind an actor or someone in the entertainment industry who has a desire to distance themselves from a product that they are not proud of. Because if you look at all three of these stories about rich and famous people who have lives that are seemingly entirely different from our normal seeming lives, is that they are all either incredibly proud or incredibly ashamed of something. And I know that for me, I can look back at the products that I put into this world via YouTube or my interactions with others privately, and sometimes I wish I could go back and just suck those moments and words back into my mouth or clarify or just erase moments in time completely. But when I see Paula Deen trying to undo her candid confession of past prejudice, or I hear that a couple, eccentric and rich and weird as they might be, are taking immense pride in a little baby that they made, or I hear about an actor who's not getting heat like Paula or ridicule like, Kanye and Kim, but is still feeling convicted of his own beliefs, I gotta ask myself, what role do I and we play in all these weird freaking spectacles, right? They're not just like trending Twitter topics, they find your way into your skull and then you gotta make sense of all of it, and it becomes too much. So what do we do? What role does the audience play when it is presented with things that are either good or bad or filled with regret or pride from the people that make the things that they consume? What role does the audience play ever when it's presented with badness or goodness or regret or pride from the people that make their delicious southern recipes or their unabashedly very idiosyncratic rap albums? And the only thing I can think, and I could be wrong, maybe, we just accept that these people are people, and we don't turn their mistakes into our judgment. At least that's what I hope for when I say stupid things, which is nearly every day. Seriously. Like, stupid just falls out of my mouth all the time. So tell me what you do when you see others about to do something they'll regret, or when you see others do something that you know they're gonna regret. How do you respond when it's your friend versus when it's a celebrity? Let me know in the comment section down below. Also, hey, while you're down there, you know the deal. Like and subscribe to the video. We have an annotation you can see for all of our stories throughout the day, which are just hodgepodge of fun today. My name is Elliot Morgan. Have a wonderful rest of your Monday.